Sorry, forgot to start the recording. I'll just recap. So yesterday, it is your wish whether to connect to the GitHub repository, either HTTPS or SSH. Okay. So I'm using SSH just for flexibility. I don't want to enter the password again and again because we are working with a lot of repositories, and we discussed about variables yesterday, different types of providing values to the variables. One is through just hard coding the variable and value, and the other one is running the command at runtime. You get the value into the variable, and another type is you can pass the values from the command line, and another type is you can prompt the user. And today we are discussing about conditions. Okay, so just a simple daily life scenario. We have 7 days in a week. Monday to Saturday we have a school, and Sunday is holiday. If I ask you to write a program, this is a general syntax. Okay, don't worry about syntax, don't worry about which scripting, which programming language, anything. Just in a general common sense, you write a if condition like this today. So today, what is today? It is the Thursday. So obviously Thursday is, this will fail. This is the expression. Okay, generally the syntax of if condition is expression, not only in shell scripting, anywhere, any scripting, it's a universal. Okay. If this expression is true, then these lines will run. Okay. Then statements here will run. Yes. If above expression is false, then this will run. Okay. So this is nothing but if else. Okay. So simple. Today is not equal to Sunday. So this is failed. So obviously this will not run. This will run. You take shell scripting, Java, .NET, Python, anything, if condition will work like this. Okay. But maybe a syntax is different, but the concept is always same. So why should we use conditions in shell scripting? Now here I'm installing Git. So you are running as a human. Now you can see. So this, you can see the error. This command has to be run with super user privileges. Now you will understand, okay, I should run this command with sudo access. Then you will go to the sudo access and run. Okay, and run this install Git. But how programs can understand? Programs, we have common sense. We can read the errors. We can have some brains. We can understand the error, and then we can switch to the pseudo user. But how programs or computers can understand? Okay, how programs and computers can understand the error? So that is through the condition. Now here, a simple algorithm to install. Simple algorithm to install Git. Install Git is our goal. So the first thing, you should be root user. Otherwise, it will fail. Okay. So now how you write a condition before installing, you should check whether you are the root user or not. So that is through the if command. If this is the shell scripting syntax. Okay. Then and else and F5. So these commands will run if expression is true. Okay. And these commands will run if expression is false. So here you will have expression. So this is the syntax of if condition inside shell scripting. Okay. Yeah. So if you have to write your expression, then these commands will run. If it is true, these commands will run if it is false. Now let us see a simple scripting conditions dot sh. Okay, before writing that, we will write a simple condition. Okay, I'll take one number from user. Okay, through the first argument, I'm taking one number. So now the goal of this one is print if the number, check if the number is greater than 10 or not. Okay, so now I'm asking you, take user input one number and check if the number is greater than 10 or not. Okay, so how you do a condition? If braces like this, it should be a space dollar number hyphen ge. It means greater than. Simple initial scripting. So these are called as operators. Okay, you are checking greater than or equal to or greater than. GT. GT means greater than. Okay, 10. And there should be a space here as well, and enter. Then print number is greater than 10. Else echo number is not greater than 10. Okay, and how you have to end in general syntax, you will end with braces like this, but in shell scripting, how you have to end the script is F5, just a reverse of if. So this means you are starting the condition. Here you are ending the condition. Okay, so now let us see this. Condition. Okay, and inside shell scripting, I need to get this inside Linux server. Git clone sh07 conditions. You have to pass one number, like I'm passing one number 100. Okay, 100 is greater than 10. How is this happening in the background? So your value is into this variable now, number, and 100 is greater than 10. This is true. If this is true, this condition will run. 100 is greater than 10. Okay, if you pass less value, like 1 is not greater than 10. So this is how the if condition will execute inside shell scripting. This is the syntax. Okay, syntax can vary. In Java, the syntax may be different. In Python, the syntax may be different. But the concept of if, you have to give if, and the expression, this one will execute if the expression is true, and this one will execute if the expression is false. So this is always same. This is a universal concept. Okay, so now you should think like you have to write a general syntax like this, and then such a shell scripting if condition syntax. If you just search shell script if condition, if you just search like this, then you will get a lot of examples from internet. Okay, you can see. Similarly, you have to just think like Python if condition, then you will get Python syntax. Okay, you can see this is if, so this is the expression. This will execute if this is true, and this is else if that is fine. And then let us, yeah, else if is the same. Okay, if this is the expression, this will run if it is true, and else this will run if it is false. That's it. Okay, so this is how you should understand the coding, either scripting or programming. First, you should think in a general way and then search the syntax and do it. Okay. When you are doing multiple times, you will understand the syntax, you will directly write it without searching from the Google. It doesn't matter even if search from Google also, we don't care. So we will give you one task to write a script. You have to write it. You can search it from Google or anywhere, it doesn't matter. Okay. So now this is the condition syntax. Let us install Git based on this. Okay, anyhow, Git is already installed. For example, MySQL. Okay. So now our program goal is to install MySQL. Okay. So let us write the steps in a general way. First thing, if it is not root user, it will check. It will fail. So check root user or not. If not root user, exit the program and inform user to run with sudo access. Okay. If root user, install MySQL. Okay, so these are the steps generally. Don't think about syntax, don't think about how to write, just write a general steps like this. Now you can follow the same steps. First thing, how to check the root user or not. So we know there is a command id-u. So this will give you the ID of the user. If you are root user like this, then id-u, so the user ID is always 0. So for root user, the user ID is always 0. For normal users, it is not 0. So now the condition here is root user id-u is 0. Normal user id-u is not 0. So based on this, you can write a condition. Okay. First thing, you need to get the user ID. User ID equal to. So you know how to execute a command inside the shell script and take the output. $ID-u. Okay. So if it is root user, user ID will become 0. Now write a condition. If $user ID NE means not equal to 0 space. You have to give spaces here and then here. Okay. Then echo I'm just giving as error. Please run this script with root access. Okay. And Fi. So you can end it. I don't need anything else. Okay. Just this one is enough. So generally what you can do here, again, you will just create else statement and then echo. You will just info your root user. Okay. So generally, I don't need this. I don't need to inform him again, you are the root user. You can remove this. Just the if condition is enough without else. Till here it is enough. Okay. So I'm commenting this. Okay. Now you will run yum install git-i. Okay. So now let us see this. Push git pull. Okay. And then sh 08 install git.sh. So now it is printing error. Please run the script with root access. And again, we are getting this one. So here we need to understand a simple thing. So here there is an error. Just tell me one thing. You have 100 statements. You got error at statement 10. Will you proceed to run further or you will stop? You send a reply in chat. We should stop because just simply if you get any disease, generally a simple you are feeling ill, if you proceed to work further, your illness will be more. So what we do if we get fever, we will take holiday, we will take leave, and we'll take 1 or 2 days rest, and then we will proceed further. Same way in programming or scripting, if you are facing some error at one point of time, if you proceed further, we don't know what are the consequences. Okay, so that is why if you face error, you need to stop. That is clear. But generally in programming languages like Java, .NET, automatically they will stop proceeding further if they face error. But shell script, remember this, shell script by default will not stop if it faces error. It is our responsibility to check for the errors. Okay. So how you check the error? Previous command is success or not. Okay. So in shell script, there is a concept called exit status. This is very important. Okay. I'm running a command here. ls-l. I'm getting output. This is good because we have common sense. We can read the output. We can understand this is success. But how programs can understand whether it is success or failure? If I run this command, so this is failure. We have common sense. We know. But how programs or computers can understand this one? So that is in Linux, there is a shell exit status, $? Okay. Linux server or shell script, it will store the, here it will store the previous command status. Okay. If $? Is 0, then previous command is success. Okay. If $? Is not 0, previous command is failure. Okay. So now let us see. Previous command is failure. How you get the exit status? Just print echo $? It is not 0, it is failure. Then print something like this. Now you check the exit status. 0, it means it is success. Okay. So computers, they cannot read the output and understand generally. They will only see the numbers. Okay. So if it is 0, it will understand this is success. If it is not 0, it will understand it is failure. Okay. Similarly, in our program, okay, so our shell script by default, it will not check the previous command is success or not. It will just proceed further. So that is the dangerous behavior generally. So it is our responsibility. This is the disadvantage in shell script. This is our responsibility to check the previous command exit status. So that's the only disadvantage in shell script. You should handle that. Okay. How you handle? Now we will write a code. So one thing is clear. You need to check exit status of previous command. How you check is echo this one $. Okay. But I know it is error here. If it is not equal to 0, I know it is error. Now you can give exit other than 0 anything like 1 to 127, like exit 120, 1 to 127, anything is failure generally. Okay. So now you know this is error. While writing the shell script, you know this is error. You should not proceed further. So at that time, you have to give some exit status other than 0, 1, 2, 3, anything like that. For example, I'm giving 1 here. So now shell script will execute like this. First, it will get the user ID and it will check this is not equal to 0. This is true. Then this will print this statement and then it will find this exit 1. If it finds exit other than 0, then it will immediately come out. Okay. Now, if you run this script, hit pull sh08 install.git. Now you can see it didn't proceed further because you asked to exit. Okay, you are giving not 0, you are giving something else other than 0. Then shell script will read this. Okay, I need to exit, then it will come out. It will not proceed. Okay. So now MySQL, right? Sorry. So now let us run with sudo access and then check. So you should always give y, otherwise your shell script will wait for the input for a long time. Now let us just try without y. Hit pull. H08. Now you run with sudo access, sudo. Okay, so it is trying to install, but this will not be success because you have to give -y. Otherwise, it will not take the decision of yes or no. Okay, you need to give -y. Okay, see, it will wait here. Then you need to manually give it. So we don't want the human intervention while writing the scripting. Okay, so that is why you always give -y here. Okay, so this is about the exit status. This is very important question. They will ask an interview, what is exit status? Exit status, you can say, by default, shell script cannot understand the previous command is success or failure. It is our responsibility to check, that is through the exit status. If it is 0, we can consider it as success. If it is not 0, we can consider it as failure. So we will exit the shell script whenever it faces some error. Okay. Yeah. So now this is good. Now, for example, by mistake, I'm entering like this. Okay. Now you are pushing. Let us pull. Now run again. Okay, you are running with sudo access. It is fine. And it is saying unable to find a match MySQL. By default, you entered something wrong package. Now, if you are running manually, you can, so we have some common sense. We can understand, okay, I gave wrong package. But how again computers will understand this is success or not? So it is always your responsibility again. It is our responsibility again to check installation is success or not. Okay. If you run this command generally in here, like take the sudo access. If you run this command here, so it is failure. How it will understand? Again, check the exit status, echo dollar question mark. So it is not 0, it means it is failure. So again, you can check here if dollar question mark is not equal to 0, then echo installation of MySQL is error. and give exit 1 fi. Okay, now you can have else. Okay, if it is equal to 0, then this will run. Echo installation of MySQL is success. Okay, now you don't need to give any exit 0. If it is success, by default it will take the 0. Now you push and pull. Oh, sorry. Hit pull. Now you run. Okay, it is saying installation of MySQL is error. Now you go and search. Here, this command, this one has got executed. Then you will understand something wrong here. Why this is wrong? Because the wrong package. Okay, now you give MySQL correct package. Now this should get success. Okay, now push it. Pull. Now you run. Okay, installation of MySQL is success. So this is how you should always write validations. Whenever you are running something inside shell script, whenever you are executing a command inside shell script, it is our responsibility to validate what is happening, whether it is success or not. Okay. So now let us install a few more packages. For example, this one, Gmail, how to send Gmail, we'll discuss anyhow. So let us install this package, postfix. Okay. Yum install postfix -y. Okay. So now you are installing something. So now again, you need to write like this: installation of postfix is error, installation of postfix is success. Okay, something like this. Push and pull. Pull. Now you run again. MySQL is success and it is proceeding further. Installation of postfix is also success. So now don't you think the code is becoming more big? We are doing a simple thing, installation of 2 packages, but for that it has 34 lines of code. So in coding generally, or scripting, whatever programming, less lines of code, more work. Okay, so it has 34 lines. Our goal is always to reduce the number of lines of code, but it should do the same work. Don't you see this is getting repeated again and again? Okay, so we have a principle, don't repeat yourself. So that is why we have some concept called functions. So what you do here, you will keep some code inside functions, which is more often repeated, and call whenever you require. Okay, so this is the concept of functions. Okay. So it is always there in any programming or any scripting language. Functions is always there. So generally what you do is you will have some function name here. It will do some work for us. Okay. So generally you will assign some work to others and you will ask them to do, and you will again check whether it is done properly or not. Okay. Similarly, in programming, functions also, they will do some work on behalf of us. Okay. Functions will do some work on behalf of us, and it will update what happened. Okay. So this is the functionality of function. Function will always take some work from you, and it will run and it will tell you what happened. So in shell scripting, the syntax of function is like this: function name and braces. Okay, braces. So here you write your statements and call this function wherever required. Okay, so this is the general usage of function. They will do some work on behalf of us. You need to call whenever you require. How you call? Just call this function name. How you call a person? Just by calling his name, and then you can assign the work. Similarly, in programming and scripting also, you will write function somewhere, okay, but it will not execute until you call. So how you call? Just call with it with function name. That's it. Okay, so now these statements are getting repeated. We will have to write functions for this. Okay, the same script we will modify like this. Okay, now I'll write a function here that is validate. Okay, and then like this. So this is the syntax: function name, this brackets and flower braces. Inside you write whatever you want. So now what I'll write here. So this function, why I am writing this function? This function should validate the previous command and inform user it is success or failure. Okay. But functions always need some inputs. So obviously, when you are asking a person to do some work on behalf of us, you need to give inputs. And this function will process, or that person will take the inputs and they will provide you output. Then functions will give output. Okay. So this is the general way, right? The same way function also needs some input, and it will send you the output once it is processing it. So what you have to give the input here, you need to give the exit status. Okay. So now here I am just giving validate command, and I need to give the input like this. So generally for the shell script, you know how to give the inputs. If you're running like this, you will give some command line arguments like 100. We know yesterday sh, what is the addition? It is 04. Okay. So you are giving inputs to the script like this. Then it is giving the output. Similarly, the same way you have to give the inputs to the function also. So that is validate is the function name. You are calling the function name and you are giving the input that is exit status. And this side it will receive the input. Okay. How it will receive? Obviously, it will receive in $1. Okay. It will receive the argument 1. Okay. So $2, it will receive the argument 2. So now you got the input in $1. How will write the if condition? The same thing you can write it here. Okay. So $1 is not equal to 0. Installation is failure. Okay. If it is equal to 0, installation is success. So you are asking a person to do some work on behalf of us. You are providing the inputs. It is taking the inputs and processing, and it is giving you some output. Okay. You can see here the same code what I'm doing, the same code I'm keeping it inside the function. I will call it whenever I require. So here you can remove this. Now instead of validating like this again, you call the function to validate, but you have to give the input of exit status. Okay. Now you write any number of statements. A single validation function is enough to validate. Okay. Yeah. Now let us see this is getting worked or not. Oh, sorry. I need to push and pull. Hit pull. Sorry, I need to check the functions, right? Sorry. Sudo sh09 functions. So installation is success. Installation is success. But which installation is success? By seeing this, how the user will understand which installation is success, which installation is failure. Okay. So that is just do a simple trick again. Pass one more argument. Okay. So just pass one more argument. This is MySQL installing. You are just giving installing MySQL. And here you give installing postfix. Okay. So now you are asking to validate by passing the exit status, and you are telling which one you are validating. Now here, instead of simply installation here, then you can say $2 and $2. Okay, now you will get some clarity which installation is success, which installation is failure. Now push and pull. Okay, now you can clearly understand what you are doing. So you are telling the function, hey function validate. I tried to install MySQL. I got the exit status. Just check this exit status is success or failure. And I am telling you what I am doing. Okay, so it is executing it, and then it is telling whether it is failure or success on behalf of you. So this is reducing the number of lines of code. Now you write 1,000 installations. This single function is enough to validate each and every installation. Okay. And now let us improvise further. You can see you are seeing lot of text. As a user, I don't want to see this text inside this. Okay. And you need to provide log files also. If you are writing program, if you are writing scripting, log files is always important or important. to know what happened. Okay. Now, right, while doing our RoboShop configuration, we always check the log files if something goes wrong. But now you are printing the logs in the terminal. If you clear the terminal, that's it. You don't know what happened earlier. So it is always good to persist log files somewhere else. Okay. Don't print on the terminal, because if you print the logs on the terminal, if the user clears the screen or if your user exit from the session, it is gone. Okay. So it is a programmer or scripting guy responsibility to always persist log files. Even developers, even who is writing the scripts, it is our responsibility to keep log files, because we should know and we should check what happened when we are doing something through scripting or programming. Okay, so we should always keep log files. So now here also you should create some log file and you should store it inside what happened. So for that matter, we need to discuss something called redirections. Okay. Now ls-l, I'm able to see the output on the screen. Okay. Now if you want to store this inside a file, ls-l, this redirect greater than symbol, it means redirect, and ls.log. Now just go and check ls.log. You have the output there. Okay. Now lss-l, I'm giving ls.log. First, let me remove this ls.log. Okay. Now, by mistake, I'm giving some wrong command here. ls-l greater than symbol. It means redirection. ls.log. Okay, now you check ls.log. You can see nothing is there. So this redirection by default, it will only redirect success output. Okay. In redirections, 1 means success, 2 means failure. Okay. By default, ls-l redirection ls.log, it means success. ls-l 1 ls.log. Okay. 1 means success, 2 means failure. Now you write ls-l 1 ls.log, cat ls.log. Even you don't give 1 also doesn't matter, because by default it will be 1. Now I'm removing. If you want error output, lss-l 2 ls.log. Now you can see it is not printed on the screen. It is stored inside the log file. Okay. Just remember, while redirecting, if you don't give anything by default, it will consider it as success. That is 1. If you specifically give, it will only store the failure command. Now let me remove again. I'll show you something. Now if I show lss hyphen or ls-l 2 ls.log. Now you print ls.log. It is not there because you are telling Linux server redirect the error output. But I want, as a developer, I want both success and error. So now you have to give ls-l ampersand. It means success or failure, both. With success and failure. Okay. So because as a developer, as a script developer, you should have both success and failure outputs. So now what here you will do? ls-l or lss-l ampersand ls.log, cat ls.log. Now you can see it is persisted. Okay. You run again. What is happening here with a single redirection? It will always remove the previous output. Okay. So what it does is generally it will remove previous content. Okay. And adds new content. You know this while practicing cat command. If you want append, so this one, two greater than symbols, it will not remove, it will append. Okay, so now you have to give like this, two greater than symbols. Now you check cat ls.log. Okay, ls-l. Now the content is not getting removed, it is appending. Okay, so you should use double greater than symbol and ampersand to redirect the success and failure output. Okay, so this concept we use it in our log file here. Okay, so now I want to create one log file based on the date. So whenever you are writing scripts, dates and timestamps are very important because you should know when it is executed. So now I will take date. So this is the command, date command. Okay, this is not readable. You can say date plus. If you type like this, you will get a format, readable format. I mean, a proper format. And then I want at what time it executed. So you can just a command, date command with hour millimeter and like this here. So now the format is like this. Okay, now it will show like this, or you can have hyphen also. You are asking date, hour, and then seconds. Okay, so now I will run this command inside so that I will understand at what time this script is getting executed, and I'll create a directory inside temp, and I want to know the script name also. So how you get the script name here? You know $1, you know $1. So this is first argument. Okay, $2, second argument. So now let us see something. Okay, that is special variables. Slash bin slash bash. Okay, variable 1, that is $1. Variable 2, that is $2. So like this, you can have infinite variables. Okay. So you are printing variable $1 var1. Okay, we know this. cd shell script git pull sh 10 special variables. You are giving 20 and 29. Okay, you are getting 1. So now I want all the variables. all the variables is nothing but all vars is nothing but dollar. This is at the rate. So these are called as special variables. Okay, by default set by our Linux and shell environment. Now, if you do git pull, okay, you are getting all variables. Now, I want to understand how many variables I passed. So that is number of vars dollar hash. Okay, hash means number of variables. So these are called as special variables. Dollar question mark is exit status. Dollar at the rate is for all the variables. Dollar hash is how many variables passed. Okay, these are called as special variables. So they will ask in an interview as well. Okay, something like this. Now you can see all variables. You need to pull, and it is saying number of variables passed is 3. Okay. Now I want to know what is the script name. So that is $0. $0. Now you can see the script name. So these are all called as special variables. You will definitely get this question. What is exit status and how you get the script name inside the shell script. That is through the $0. And how you will get the number of variables $hash. How you will get the all variables $@. So these are the special variables inside shell script. Now in our script here, I want to get the script name. So what should I use here? $0. So this script name and hyphen $date.log. So now how the log file will be created inside the temp folder on your script name hyphen which date it got executed, and you will get the log file. Okay, let me remove this. Okay, so this is where your log file will be created. Now I want to append all the output to this log file. What should I do here? Now where is our, okay, so we need to keep this one at the top. Okay. Yeah, not a mandatory, you can keep functions anywhere, but as a best practice, first you keep variables, and on below the variables, you'll keep functions. Okay. So now you are checking the user ID, you are printing on the screen. Now I don't want this output. Now you have to redirect. How you redirect? Ampersand greater than symbol our log file. Okay, the same thing you will give it here as well. So now what will happen? All that garbage output, like some random output, it will be stored inside our log file. Okay, so now let us run this. Okay, sudo sh09 functions. Before that, pull. Okay, sudo sh09 functions. Okay, now as a user, you can see only two things. Either MySQL is success or not. If it is failure, you can always go to our temp directory or any directory wherever you keep the log files. Okay, and you can check cat 09. So what happened inside, you can always check here. So this log file is persisted until we delete. We delete, nothing will happen, right? So you can always, for example, every day you are executing a script, you will always get the script name and what date it got executed and what happened. You can always go through the log files and check. So this is one of our responsibility as a script developer, to keep the log files. Okay. Yeah. And now let us discuss some colors. So when you run like this, is it a good experience, right? If you give this one success as green and the failure as red, so that is through the colors actually. Now let us discuss colors in shell scripting. Okay. So there is some colors, right? Like color in shell. There are some codes. For red color, it is 30. For 31, sorry. For green, it is 32. And for blue, it is 34, like that. Okay. How you should enable the colors is, okay, a simple syntax. Slash E for enable the colors, single brace, and then 31M. So this is red. 31 is red. Okay. And green 32. Similarly, 32M. So this will give green. Okay. To test this, let us run something. Hello world. If you type, you will get hello world. Okay. Usually in double braces. So the text is always in double quotes, sorry. Echo hello world. I want this in a red color. How can you do this is slash E 31M. Okay. So it is printing as it is, but you should tell I am enabling the colors to the echo statement. So that is just echo -E. So now this will consider this as color. Okay. Now you can see hello world is printed in red color. Now I want to print it in green color. Okay. So hello world, I am learning DevOps. I want only hello world in green and the remaining is in normal color. What you can do after this, you have to give 0. Then it means normal color will be followed. You can see. So this is normal white color and this is red color. When you are telling shell script or Linux server, echo -E, enable the colors, and once this Linux sees this, then it will understand I have to print this in red color. Again, it will see this, then it will understand I need to print remaining in normal color, then it is printing like this. Okay, now let us improvise our script here. I'm giving red color variable. Okay, that is /E 31M. Okay, this is the syntax. You don't need to learn, you can always get from the internet. Okay, you can see. Now green /E 32M. Now normal color slash E 0M. Okay, red, green, and normal. So now at the time of failure, I want to give $red. After this, once you print a failure, just go back to normal color $n. Success $green. And once you print success in green color, again give normal color. Okay. So now this is how you enable colors as well. Now git pull. Why it is printing like this? Any answer? Because I didn't enable -e here. Okay, correct. Fine. So now let us give something random and let us check whether it is printing red color or not. Okay. Now, once you are executing the script, you can clearly understand which is success, which is failure. If it is failure, you go to the log files and then you check. So today we learned a lot of concepts, right? So we learned conditions, we learned functions, and then we are improvising through colors. We are storing the log files in somewhere so that it is not deleted generally from the terminal. Okay. So this is how you do some best practices. Okay. So now if I ask you to run 10 packages, you have to give a statement like this, again validation, again statement like this, again validation. So it is not good. So for that purpose, generally we have something called loops. Okay. So what is loop? If you ask 10 packages to install, okay, I want to loop it and then install one by one. Okay. So now let us understand this concept of loops. So now I'm giving you a program to print first 5 numbers. How you write generally, don't think about loops. Echo 1, echo 2, echo 3, echo 4, echo 5. So you print like this. Okay. -11 loops. So you're printing like this. Now, if I ask you to print first 1,000 numbers, then you have to enter 1,000 lines like this. So is it a good practice or bad practice? So definitely it is bad practice. Okay. So let me comment and then let us find a better way. Create a loop. So how you create a loop is just fine. Get the syntax. All of us in a C language generally, for this is the syntax I remember. Int I equal to 0, I less than 100, I plus plus, and you will open braces like this and you print I. So what will happen here? First, you are setting the value to 0 and you are printing, and it will check whether 0 is less than 100 or not. So obviously 0 is less than 100, it will print, and then it will loop back, and while looping back it will check, it will increment the value. Okay, first let us see. 0 is the value and 0 less than 100 true, then it will enter print 0. Now again it will loop. Now I value will become 1. So now again 1 less than 100. Then again it will enter into loop and print 1. Now I plus plus 1 will become 2. So like this it will loop number of times, and then finally at one time it will become 99. So 99 is less than 100, print 99. Now it will become 100. 100 is less than 100, it is false, then it will come out of the loop. Okay, so this is the general for loop. So now the syntax for shell script for loop in shell. Like this. Okay? So that is for variable and in list. Okay, so this is the list. You have to loop, and this is the first variable, and then do write your statements at your statement and done. Once it is done, it is done. That's it. Okay, here you can write your statement, and this is the list. So now the simple one we can write here. For you are taking I in 1 to 100, just like this, 1 to 100, do, and then tab space generally, echo $I, and then done. So now what will happen? First it will take 1. Okay, and I'm just clearly telling loop it 1 to 100. First value will become 1, it will print 1. Second value will become 2, it will print 2, and until 100 it will do. Okay, now git pull, you can see if you want 1000, you can just give 1000. Okay, so this is the simple for loop. So now I want to install packages based on for loop here. Loops loops.sh. Yeah. /bin/bash. So now I will call this shell script as sudo sh and 12-loops.sh. Now whatever I want, I will pass it like this: git mysql postfix, and whatever the packages you want, just pass as arguments. Okay, and our shell script should go through this list and then it should install. Now you know, for I in, how can I get all the arguments? Just now we discussed, right? How you will get all the arguments inside a shell script. There is a special variable $@. Okay, so now what will happen? All arguments are in $@. Okay, now just do yum install $I. Okay, so for the first time, the first one in the loop will be installed -y. Okay, and then done. That's it. Okay, now sudo git pull sudo sh 12 loops git postfix and then something else, any commands, any installations like this package and mailx another package, just for the example. Okay, you can pass any number of packages. So now what our shell scripting should do, it will receive all the one you have entered there inside this $A, and it will loop through it and it will install one by one. So the first time it will get git in I variable. Okay, and then second time it will get postfix, third time it will get Cyrus, something like this, mailx. You can give ideally any number of packages like this. So git is done. Another package is done. So simple, right? Simple through shell script. Simple through a for loop, you can install any number of things. Now a task for you is, an assignment for you is improvise this script. Okay, so what are the improvements? Log files, implement log files to this, implement colors, and what else? Implement validations. We need to check. Okay, after every installation, we need to check whether it is success or not. Okay, and what else you can improve? Whatever we discussed today. Implement function. Implement validations through functions. Okay, implement all the concepts whatever we discussed today. Implement, create a log file like this, and then implement a function like this, do the validations using exit command, and finally your script should check package is already installed or not. Okay, if installed, just print package is already installed. It should not go for installation again. It should not run install command. Okay, So this is the task for you. Anyhow, we already discussed, we already implemented, but you just improvise the script with all these things. Okay, it should have log file, it should have colors, it should have validations and functions, and you should check whether the package is already installed. Okay, if already installed, print yellow color. Okay. So these are the whole concepts. We discussed variables, we discussed data types, we discussed conditions, we discussed functions, we discussed loops. Okay. So now it is our time to practice lot of examples, how you implement shell script. Okay. So practice these concepts and implement this task, and I will give you a lot of assignments. Okay. And tomorrow also we will practice a lot of things. Okay. You can stop till here today. I will have a few questions. Yes, Chandrasekhar. You have some question, you can unmute and ask. Bhargav Kumar Alapati.
Yeah, hi Shiva.
Yeah, hi.
Shiva, how do we make the capacity planning here? For this application, we need T2 micro or T3 micro. How can we decide that?
So generally in project, we will have performance testing team, benchmark testing. How much capacity we will apply some load on the servers, and then we will check how much capacity our servers are handling. Okay, how many requests our servers are handling. We will see that anyhow in our upcoming sessions.
Okay, Shiva.
So that is nothing but, yeah, there is a simple tool from Apache, that is Apache benchmark testing, AB. Yeah, we will use it and we will send like 10,000 requests at a time. Then we will check our server is able to handle or not.
Okay, Shiva.
Yeah, so
And
that
one more
is
thing is you are doing some reverse search in the Git. How you are doing that?
just Control R.
Okay.
So if I type Control R and Git, so it will give the latest statements, something
Okay.
like this.
Okay.
Okay, yeah.
And one more thing is we are installing the same package multiple times. Will it not cause any issue with Linux? Is it
No,
right?
say that shell script is nothing but here, right? In background, it is running the Linux commands, correct?
Yeah.
Suppose now if I again install Git here, anything happening here?
No, okay.
Yeah.
It's
So there
already
are
installed.
some, yeah, this is like a concept of you run a command multiple times. Duplicates may create. Okay, generally. You run a command multiple times. Nothing will happen. Okay. So in some, for example, if you are doing some database operations, if a person is signing up multiple times, generally what you do, you will check whether the person is already signed up or not. So if he has already signed up, then what you tell him, this email is already registered. So correct, what is happening in the background? You are checking the person is email ID is already exist in the database or not. Then you are throwing an error. But here, if the person is logging in multiple times, is there a problem? So that's a simple select query, right? You are not doing any insertions. Similarly, the package is already installed. Even if you try to again install, nothing will happen. It will say already installed. So
Okay.
this case, not a problem. It is not creating any another Git packages. It's not installing. Okay. So that is not a problem.
Okay, sure. And
Yeah.
one more question, last question. Uh, don't we need to handle the parameters in the function declaration?
Yeah, that's what we are getting through $1, right? So you are passing lot of parameters. You are getting $1, $2, $3 like that.
Yeah, like in any other programming language, we need to give the number of parameters we pass
Yeah,
to
you may
the.
get like this int A,
Yeah, yeah.
int B like that.
Yeah,
But
here
here
we
not a
don't
problem.
need to.
Yeah,
Okay. Can we pass arrays as well like that?
you can pass anything.
Okay, okay. Thank you. That's it on my end.
Yeah,
Thank you.
most welcome. Yashodhara, Yashodhara, you have some question. Shamati Aparna.
Hello, good morning, sir.
Yes, good morning, Aparna.
Sir, I have question about yesterday's session, sir. Do I need to ask, sir? Is it okay?
Yesterday also you joined the QA session,
Yes,
right?
but it is in SSH authentication and keeper authentication, sir.
Now we will see this in QA session. You share your screen generally, right? Yeah.
Okay, okay, sir.
Yeah. Otherwise, post it in Slack channel.
I already posted, sir. The query is while creating the CentOS repository,
Mhm.
it is master is not showing for me, sir. I already initialized shell script by using git init, sir.
Mhm.
After creating new repo like CentOS, it is not showing like master, sir.
Okay, we will see that in the chat. Okay.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah. Praveen R.
Hi, sir. So I have a question here. So
Yes.
yeah, in this scripting, we have mentioned the packages, right? In this case, MS SQL package or PostGIS
Hmm.
packages.
Yeah.
So actually, in real time, like as in when we once you push it and then as in when we pull it in the Linux server, how does it gets the location of the package?
What location?
Suppose if you have given yum install MS SQL is
Yeah.
that software. How does it get pick up? Where is the location it go and check?
That will be there inside the /bin. When I explained about the directory structure,
Yeah,
so
I
there
got
is
it, sir.
always,
Yeah,
yeah.
that information I got it. But in general, suppose it's not about this MS SQL package. Any other packages, suppose if I want to install after pulling, uh, do we have to mention any path location?
No,
Uh,
it will automatically install inside /bin.
okay.
Yeah, so that is the system packages. Okay, so in Windows, when you are installing something, it will go automatically inside program files directory, right? But
Yeah.
if you do manual installation, it is up to you where it should get installed. You can create one directory inside OPT. Just see the Linux directory structure we explained already.
Yeah, sir. I've already gone through those structure, but I'm just thinking that as in when you just mentioned in the scripting, install this package. So how does it pick it up? How does it
That
go?
will automatically go to /bin directory.
Okay.
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 Yeah.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Kumar Raja. Lakshmi Tatipatri. You can unmute and ask.
Yes. While we are writing the code on the Visual Studio Code, we are setting some indentation right with space. How to set that exact spaces?
This is tab space, just for readability purpose.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you.
Yeah. Sheikh Ahmed.
Yeah, hi Shiva.
Yeah, hi.
So actually, we are using two terminals, right? One is Bash and one is Visual Studio. Sorry, one is Bash and one is Super Putty. So, so in Bash, why exactly we are using two like a push and pull? So can't we use?
Can't we
So
use?
this, okay, this, yeah, little confused here.
So
Okay.
you are writing something you want to push. That's why I'm using git bash, because you need to push to git server.
Okay, so here,
Okay.
and from putty also we can do the both, right? From taking another tab.
This is Linux server. I am writing in my Windows. This is my Windows laptop.
Okay.
And this is also Windows. Okay, this package is installed in Windows. You need to push from here.
Okay.
So this is Linux. Okay.
So that repos is in folder in Windows we created.
Yes, correct.
So that we are pushing into the Windows folder and we are pulling it from Linux.
Now I am pushing from laptop to Git server. Okay, you see this diagram. I am pushing from this VS Code to Git server. Okay, and then I'm pulling it. Okay.
Okay, so this pushing we are using that okay bash and
Yes.
pulling. So and again like so I didn't understand this loop concept.
Just go through the recording once again and practice. You will understand.
And what is the toggle, sir? You're doing
What toggle?
In our this one super putty some you are selecting some in menu option.
What menu
Not
option?
yes, sir. In Visual Studio, sir. In Visual Studio, while you are writing the script, you are selecting some selection like toggle. I think
Yeah, just go
comment.
through, bro. This is commenting. This is not a big functionality. This is I'm just want to comment, then I will comment it.
Okay, it will select all the comments.
Yeah, you
Okay.
practice this then. Right? When you're doing, practice it. Okay. It's not a big
After
thing.
the color, what is the M defined? Color number.
Sorry.
You are giving the color codes, right? 31, 32. So
Hmm.
besides that, we are giving M. What does
I
M?
don't know what is M. Just it is the syntax. If you want too much understanding like that, you can always search in Google, right? What is this M?
Okay. And okay.
Thank you. Aslam, yes.
No questions.
Okay, thanks so much. Arvind?
Yeah, Shiva, with respect to loops, right? So can you go to the loops screen?
Yeah.
So, oh, not this one, that 12th one. 12th one.
Okay.
So here, with a dollar and other rate, so when we provide dollar and other rate, it will take whatever the install packages we give in the Linux machine, it will install or what?
No, I'm saying this one will take all the commands from here. Okay, you are saying you are sending git package, postfix, this one, you can give any number of packets like nginx. You can keep on give like that. Okay, so all these arguments will be stored inside dollar at the rate.
Okay.
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 Yeah.
So with this dollar at the rate, it will install any package on our Linux machine.
Yes, correct.
Okay. Yeah. Good.
That's all. Thank you. Naveen, you have some question?
Sir, actually, I have received some bill on hosted zone. Do we charge? Do they charge for it?
Hosted zone, someone already posted in Slack. It is first 25 hosted zones are free. Okay, you will not get bill if you are in trial. Okay, free trial.
Okay.
Yeah. So all of you may get 500 to 1,000 rupees bill generally. Okay, don't worry about that. If you get too much billing, then you can always ask for refund.
Okay.
And Siva Prasad.
Hi, Siva.
Yeah, hi.
Can you show me that if condition will write in only one line?
If you want
Because-
if condition only in one line.
Yes, yes. Because yesterday also I have encountered this situation in my project. Since I was working in last 4.5 in my DevOps project, I was unable to do this.
So it may or may not exist. Okay. Generally, in few scripting,
Yeah,
it is
it was
exist.
there. It was there because I am changing those lines only.
Even it is one line, the
Hmm.
concept is same. Okay.
Yeah, that's why I am not able to understand that concept because the script is already there and I'm not I'm unable
So there
to.
is no one line, bro. Here, there is no one line. You don't need to worry about this. Okay, you can see this. This is the one. Instead of writing in different lines, you can always keep it in single line. That's it.
Mhm.
Okay.
Okay, and what is the difference between make and JMake? Shiva? You know about that?
That's not relevant to today's topic. We will discuss later.
Okay.
Sure.
Shiva, in the in functions you are passing $1, right? After validating dollar question mark. I mean, how it is going to accept like $1? This one line number. Yeah, yes.
Yeah, $1 is this one. $2 is this one. We already explained this in how you pass the arguments to the shell script. This one will be considered as $1. This one will be considered as $2. If you give one more, then that will be considered as $3.
Okay. $1 means in that case it goes to MySQL, right?
No, this one, exit status.
Okay. Okay, sure. Thank you.
Yeah. So all of you practice it and try to implement this. Then you will be in good position. Okay, that's all for today. See you in tomorrow's session. Bye bye. See you.